But if they picked him, I would have won Pennsylvania. I won it by a lot. But I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars, and it really is unfair. We want to have cars of all types. Electric, we want to have electric, but we want to have a gasoline, combustion. We want to have different. We want to have hybrids. We want to have all. We want to be able to sell everything. And when that was cut, and Congress wanted to cut it, he became a little bit different, and I can understand that. But he knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody, and he never had a problem until right after he left. And if you saw the statements he made about me, which I'm sure you can get very easily, it's very fresh on tape. He said the most beautiful things about me. And he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
This is my video update on this Friday afternoon, June the 6th, coming to you from Athens, Greece. Let's talk about some news. And of course, we are going to start things off with President Trump and Elon Musk. What the F happened yesterday, man? My God, what a meltdown. Mostly from Elon Musk, if I have to be honest. Trump said some things which he probably should not have. He was definitely trolling Musk, maybe baiting Musk as the argument continued on social media. This was a social media argument. It was an argument that, a falling out actually, that took place on X. Some of it took place in real life in the Oval Office as Trump was meeting with BlackRock Mertz. It took place on Truth Social, but the meltdown, much of the meltdown, occurred on X, and it concluded, for the most part, with Elon Musk dropping the Epstein bomb. Man, not a good idea. Not a good idea at all from Elon Musk. But the whole thing started a couple of days ago with the BBB, the Build Back Better, the big beautiful bill, and Musk criticizing the BBB. And Trump did not like this, but Musk continued to criticize the BBB. And Trump was meeting with Mertz, and he was taking questions from reporters. And he talked about Musk in the Oval Office, and he said, "I would have won Pennsylvania regardless of Elon. I'm very disappointed with Elon. He knew this bill better than anyone, and he only developed a problem when he found out I would cut the EV mandate. When he left, he said the most beautiful things about me. He hasn't said anything bad yet, but I'm sure that will be next. I've helped Elon a lot. Elon worked hard at Doge, and I think he misses the place. I think he got out there, and he's no longer in this beautiful Oval Office. It's not just Elon. I think when some people leave, they miss it so badly, they develop a type of TDS. Some embrace it, and some become hostile." So that's what Trump said to reporters. And Musk fired back at Trump, and he said that the whole EV thing is not true. And then he said that without me, well, he posted on X, without me, Trump would have lost the election, Dems would control the House, and the Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. My opinion is that Elon Musk absolutely helped Trump during the campaign. He helped Trump. He helped America with the purchase of X, of Twitter. That was a big deal. And he absolutely stood by Trump during the campaign, and he stood by Trump during the first months of his administration. And he was brought in from the outside to head up Doge. So Elon did absolutely contribute significantly to Trump's campaign, to Trump's administration, but Trump would have won the elections without Elon Musk. That's what I think. Trump would have won without Elon Musk. He would have found a way to win without Elon. But I mean, there's no need to go back in time and debate this, even though Elon and Musk are debating this. But there's some truth to what Trump said as well when he was talking about how Elon misses the Oval Office. I think a lot of what Elon said until he got to the Epstein bomb was Elon feeling betrayal. I think he feels betrayed. He feels betrayed by the BBB. He probably feels betrayed by the fact that Trump is focusing so much on the BBB. He's not so focused on Doge anymore. Doge has kind of fizzled out. Musk has had to be phased out. He's going back to his huge, massive, very profitable businesses. But, Musk got a taste of real power. Not that Musk doesn't know power. He's the richest man in the world. But it's one thing to be worth hundreds of billions of dollars, and it's another thing to be so close to the President of the United States and to see the type of power that the President of the United States wields. I mean, that's real power. That's power beyond money. That's the power of the intel agencies. That's the power of the military, the power of diplomacy, the power of the police, of the purse, of the budgets. I mean, that's real freaking power. And I think Elon Musk got a glimpse of this, got a taste of this, and it's probably hard to get back to being a normie, if that's what Elon Musk is. He's worth like $300 billion, but still, Trump, Trump and Xi and Putin and Modi and even the leaders of Europe, to a certain extent, I guess you could say. It's a bit of a stretch, but anyway, they operate in a world that's beyond money to a certain extent. And I think Musk feels a bit betrayed. I also think that the fact that Doge has gone away so unspectacularly probably bothers Musk as well. He put a lot of work and he put a lot of himself into Doge, and he probably thought that Doge was going to actually accomplish its goals. I'm certain of it, that he believed and he wanted Doge to accomplish the goals that it set out, but it didn't. He ran into the bureaucracy, the deep state, the government. And Doge did some good things, did a lot of good things. It exposed USAID and stuff like that, but it didn't accomplish its goal. It didn't even get anywhere near the military-industrial complex, right? And that's the big fish if you're talking about cutting wasted spending. So when I read Elon Musk's messages from the other day, I do sense a very powerful man. Both men have huge egos. Both men are very powerful. But one is worth hundreds of billions. The other man is the President of the United States of America. You're not going to win. You're not going to beat the President of the United States of America. But you could sense that Musk felt like he was not appreciated, and that he was being phased out, being let go, not getting the praise and credit that he probably feels he deserves, not being allowed to fulfill the mandate of Doge. All of these things is what I got the sense of Elon was expressing in his in his posts on X. Trump was baiting Elon Musk too. Probably not good what Trump was doing. He was trolling and baiting Elon Musk, and he probably should have just taken the high road and let it go. But that would be very, very unlike Trump if he did that. The Kremlin was asked to comment on what happened between Elon Musk and Trump, and in true Putin administration Kremlin fashion, Peskov said, "It's none of our business. We're not going to comment on any of this. It doesn't concern us. None of our freaking business. We don't even want to talk about this." Trump should have probably just ignored what Elon was saying and taken the high road. Maybe put out a statement like, "I really do appreciate what Elon did. He will always be thanked for the work that he did for the United States of America, for the Trump administration. He was a valuable team member." Trump has said this in the past, to be fair to Trump, but he should have probably just left it there. But he started to bait Elon, and Elon fell for the bait. Trump posted, "I don't mind Elon turning against me, but he should have done so months ago. He said the easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it." And Trump said Elon was wearing thin. "I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandates that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy." Crazy, like Putin went crazy. He's trolling, he's baiting Elon here. Elon took the bait, man. And then he dropped the big bomb. He dropped the big bomb when he posted, "Time to drop the really big bomb. At Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT." And with that post on X, Elon Musk lost, Trump won. He should not have posted this message on X. He should not have posted all the previous messages, and Trump should not have posted the messages that he posted. But this was going too far, because what he's saying here is nonsense. Is Trump in the Epstein files? Thousands and thousands of people are in the Epstein books or in the Epstein files or whatever. But if Trump was really implicated with Epstein to the degree that other very powerful people are implicated with him, then the Democrats, the deep state, they would have taken out Trump a long time ago. Not to mention, I believe Trump was one of the first politicians to actually kick out Epstein from Mar-a-Lago. I mean, there's a history of Trump not liking Epstein the man and what he was up to, or what Trump had a feeling he was up to. But yeah, this was absolutely unnecessary. Musk then started to call for the impeachment of Trump and to put in Vance in his place. Vance posted, "President Trump has done more than any person in my lifetime to earn the trust of the movement he leads. I'm proud to stand beside him." Yeah. With that post, it went way downhill for Musk. So that's the big argument. The breakup heard around the world. Tesla's stock tanked. There were a lot of people, including myself. I was suspicious of this when it started, and I was thinking this must be some sort of PR event or something like that. And then the Epstein post dropped, and then I said, okay, for him to post something like that, this is not some sort of PR attempt between Trump and Musk. They're not playing around with us. And then I was looking at Tesla's stock. It was tanking. I believe Musk's net worth went down something like 30 billion. It'll go back up again. But still, you got to imagine that shareholders, directors, People in Tesla are furious with Musk. Maybe they're used to these types of outbursts, public outbursts from Musk, which send the stock crashing. It's happened in the past, but still, this is probably going to anger a lot of directors and a lot of shareholders. And Trump's media group stock also went down, but not by much. I think it went down by a couple of billion. But Tesla went down by something like 150 billion. It lost like 150 billion in value, or something crazy like that from all of this. Not a good look. But Politico is reporting that today the Trump White House has scheduled a call between Trump and Musk so that they can patch things up. Trump White House aides signal a possible détente with Musk. And so they're going to try and work things out. They're going to try to hug it out. I don't know how much they can patch things up, given that that bomb post that Musk dropped. But they'll try to work it out. The New York Times is actually saying that the White House is preparing for a protracted row with Musk. You see, even if they patch things up today, what's to say that Musk isn't gonna post stuff like what he posted yesterday in a couple of months' time? Or what's to say that Trump isn't going to say something about Musk, like what he said in the Oval Office in a couple of months' time? And then we're going to have the round two, Trump Musk super fight part 2. So anyway, we'll see what they say during this phone call, what the Trump White House tells us happened during this phone call. We'll see if Musk posts anything about the phone call with Trump later on in the day. Let's now move on to Trump and BlackRock Mertz. All of this went down as U.S. President Trump was meeting with the German Chancellor, BlackRock Mertz. Mertz was supposed to fly to D.C. with the Green Goblin. But it looks like the Trump White House told Mertz, no way, don't you dare bring Zelensky to the United States. We don't want to see him. We don't want to talk to him. Zelensky was going to hitch a ride on Mertz's plane so they can travel to D.C. together, and they could try to convince the Trump White House to place 500% bone-crushing sanctions on Russia and try to convince the Trump White House to give more money and more weapons to Project Ukraine, and to, of course, greenlight the use of Taurus long-range missiles to strike deep into the Russian Federation, even targeting Moscow. That was the purpose of Mertz's trip. Zelensky was going to tag along, and it looks like the Trump administration sent a message to Chancellor Mertz, and they said, do not bring Churchill number 2 with you. And so Mertz traveled solo, much to Mertz's disappointment, because I imagine the plane ride, if Zelensky was with Mertz, I imagine the plane trip would have been a lot more interesting, a lot more fun for the Chancellor. So anyway, he had to travel solo to meet with President Trump. And when he arrived at the airport, let's just say that Mertz's reception at the airport as he landed in D.C. was that of I won't even say a B-list actor. Let's say a C or a D-list actor. The bleak reception at the airport in Washington shows how important Trump considers Mertz to be. No parade, only officials from the third level, sad C list. Exactly. Mertz looks more like a vacuum cleaner representative than a head of state. A lot more respect to the vacuum cleaner sales reps than to BlackRock Mertz. But yeah, I get better receptions at airports when I arrive in a country than Mertz got. And it didn't get any better for Mertz. you can tell that Trump does not like Mertz. Trump does not like the Europeans, with the exception of Orban and Fico. Trump does not like Stammer. Macron, there's something with Macron. I don't know what it is, but there's some charm that Macron holds over not only Trump, but over most world leaders. Don't know what it is, but most European leaders, Ursula, Stammer, Mertz, Trump does not get along with them. He does not have any time for them, and boy, did he really make fun of Mertz. I mean, he was trolling Mertz big time. You see, this is what Trump does. I'm surprised that Elon didn't catch on to this. I mean, Elon, you were with Trump every single day. You know how he is. I don't approve of it. I think Trump should have backed off, should have not baited and trolled Elon. But that's Trump, man. He called Putin crazy. He said Putin's playing with fire. What did the Kremlin do? Nothing. They stayed out of it. They asked Peskov, what do you think of this argument? None of our business. So what did he, let's get back to Mertz, man. What did he say to Mertz? So Mertz was there, once again. Money, weapons to Ukraine, support for Ukraine, bone-crushing sanctions, and green light the Taurus missiles. Mertz did not go to do anything related to Germany. He doesn't care about Germany. He did not go to meet with the President of the United States to discuss Germany. Who cares about Germany for BlackRock Mertz? It's all about Project Ukraine. And Mertz was telling Trump, trying to convince Trump, this is Mertz's sales pitch to Trump in order to escalate with Russia. He tells Trump that tomorrow is the D-Day anniversary. Well, today is the D-Day anniversary. And he then started to tell Trump that America helped end the war. And because America helped end the war, this is why America should help Ukraine.
June 6th, tomorrow, this is D-Day anniversary, when the Americans once ended a war in Europe. And I think this is in your hand in specific, in ours.
That was not a pleasant day for you?
No, that was not a pleasant.
This was not a great
in the
day.
long run, Mr. President, this was the liberation of my country from Nazi dictatorship.
That's true. That's true.
And we know what we owe you. But this is the reason why I'm saying that America is again in a very strong position to do something on this war and ending this war. So let's talk about what we can do jointly, and we are ready to do what we can. And you know that we gave support to Ukraine, and that we are looking for more pressure on Russia. The European Union did, and we should talk about that.
What a dumb argument from Mertz. Really, Mertz? You're going to use World War II to convince Trump to escalate with Russia? That's going to be your argument, is World War II? Mertz, Chancellor Mertz. Trump caught on to this, and Trump told Mertz, as he was talking D-Day in World War II, Trump then told Mertz that that was not a pleasant day for you. That's what he told Mertz, man. He said, yeah, that was not a pleasant day for you, was it, Mertz? I mean, he actually said you. Pointing to Mertz, that was not a pleasant day for you, Mertz. And Mertz was just stunned, you could tell. He was completely caught off guard by that statement from Trump. And then Trump started talking about Germany rearming. And yep, he went there as well. And he said it's a good thing. He says it's a good thing that Germany is buying all of these weapons. But then Trump said that MacArthur would probably not agree with Germany rearming, and it's a good thing that they're buying weapons, but up to a point, he said, up to a point. We don't want Germany to rearm too much, he said. He was really taking jabs at Mertz. Very embarrassing for Mertz in the Oval Office. Trump also talked about Nord Stream 2. He brought up Nord Stream 2. And then he said that he's the one that that ended Nord Stream 2. He said, I'm the one who ended Nord Stream 2 going to a place called Germany. Come to think of it, I'm sorry I did that. I ended Nord Stream 2. Nobody else did. And then when Biden came in, he immediately approved it. And by the way, we have so much oil and gas, you will not be able to buy it all. I don't know why Trump continues to take credit for Nord Stream 2, for the ending of Nord Stream 2. Just to be clear, Trump is not saying that. He's not taking credit for the sabotaging of Nord Stream 2, but he's the one that ended the pipeline deal from Russia to Germany. He's trying to take credit for that. Of course, it was the Biden administration, under the Biden administration, where Nord Stream 2 blew up. Mark my words. One of these days, when Trump is talking about Nord Stream 2, he's going to let it slip. Intentionally, unintentionally, I don't know. He's going to let it slip and he's going to say, Biden blew it up. Trump is going to say something like that. It's coming. It is coming, man. I'm not saying Biden blew it up. I'm saying Trump is going to say that Biden blew it up. You know my stance on Nord Stream 2. I've said from day one that I believe it was Gilligan, the professor, the skipper, and Ginger, and Marianne. Marianne, I think, played a key role in the blowing up of Nord Stream. So that was BlackRock Mertz at the White House. What a crazy day yesterday. What a freaking crazy day yesterday in D.C. Man. Never a dull day. Never a dull day. So Russia, they launched massive drone and missile strikes throughout Ukraine, according to the Russian Ministry of Defense. Let me pull up their statement. They claim that this was a response to the attacks from Kiev, the airfield train attacks from a couple of days ago. This is from the Telegram account of the Ministry of Defense of Russia. Last night, in response to the terrorist actions of the Kiev regime, the armed forces of the Russian Federation carried out a massive strike with long-range air, sea, and ground-based high-precision weapons, as well as with strike UAVs against design bureaus, enterprises producing and repairing weapons and military hardware of Ukraine, attack drone assembly workshops, flight training centers, and AFU weapons and military hardware depots. The aim of the strike has been achieved. All the assigned targets have been engaged. So the Ministry of Defense is saying that this was the retaliation. What we saw last night was the retaliation. It was a big strike, very big strike, according to AMK mapping. The estimations regarding the Russian missile attack on Ukraine: 10 Iskanders, 0 of which were intercepted, 13 Kalibra cruise missiles, 2 intercepted, 4 KH-101, 1 intercepted, and 1 KH-31P, 0 intercepted, 27 missiles in total, 3 interceptions, 10.7% interception rates. Ukraine's air defense system is non-existent, including in Kiev. That's the takeaway here. But a big missile and drone strike. Is it the biggest? I don't think it's the biggest. I don't think it's the one that has done the most damage either to Ukraine facilities or to the Ukraine military or to Ukraine intel departments, intel services. But that was, according to the Ministry of Defense, what we saw yesterday was the retaliation. Ukraine launched drones into Russia, most of which were unsuccessful, but one drone, actually 2 drones from what I've seen. One drone hit a gas depot and it caught on fire, and the other drone hit the Bryansk airport. And the rest of the drones, according to the Russian Ministry of Defense, were knocked down successfully. So there you have it. The retaliation has taken place. The fighting continues on the front lines. Sumy continues to collapse, collapsing very quickly, Sumy. Russia's going to capture Sumy, man. And when they capture Sumy, they're looking straight at Kiev. And then you got to imagine Kharkov is also going to be captured. I don't know how long all of this is going to take, but Sumy's gonna happen fairly quickly, it seems. Maybe in a couple of months, maybe in 3 months. And from Sumy, it's a straight road, one straight road to Kiev. What else should we talk about? According to The Atlantic, after the airfield strikes, the Trump White House, many officials in the Trump White House are now agreeing with Trump that this was a bridge too far. This was too dangerous an escalation. And they are now saying that the United States should get out of Project Ukraine. This is according to The Atlantic, which is not a Trump-friendly publication. And from the Russian side of things, the Russian ambassador to the UK, he said that London and Washington, according to Sky News, London and Washington enabled Ukraine's drone attack, and Russia is fully aware of the extent to which Great Britain is involved in Ukrainian strikes on Russian territory, including recent strikes on strategic aviation. This is according to Andrei Kelin, the Russian ambassador to Great Britain. They're saying the United States and the UK are behind everything that happened at the airfields, but you can tell that Russia is looking at the UK a lot more. They're putting the blame on everything that happened with the airfields, and I imagine with the train attacks as well, on the UK, on UK intel, on Stammer, on the UK military. If you're the UK, if you're Stammer, what you should do is you should contact Russia and you should say we're out. That's what you should do. We're out of the Ukraine business. They'll never be able to do it, but that's what they should say. We're out of this. We took this too far. We know you're going to retaliate. You're going to probably retaliate against us in some shape or form in the future. Who knows how you're going to do it? We accept that, but we want you to know that we're out of this. That's what they should do. They're not going to. There are reports saying that Trump, when he spoke to Putin on the phone the other day, he asked Putin not to respond to Kiev's recent attack on Russian airports. That was what Trump wanted from Putin. What he ended up getting was a very strong response. If you go by what the Ministry of Defense is saying, they got a very strong response, but not a devastating response. So maybe Putin did listen to Trump, or did accommodate Trump to a certain extent. That's the way it appears. And when Trump was with Mertz, he was speaking about Ukraine and Russia, and you definitely got the sense that Trump is now starting to move away from being the negotiator, the mediator, the theater, the theatrics that the United States is mediating some sort of a peace between Ukraine and Russia, and Trump ended up telling the media, with Mertz sitting right next to him, that, you know what, just let them fight. That's pretty much what he said. Bloomberg, they have an article with the title, Trump says he may let Russia-Ukraine fight for a little while. He told the media some story about how when kids are at a playground and they're fighting, sometimes you just got to let them go at it and come back later when they've hurt each other so much that they don't want to fight anymore. Then you can come back and solve the problem. That's what he said in the Oval Office. It's Trump's way of saying that he's trying to get out of this. His admission that he's not going to get peace. He's not going to the theatrics that the U.S. is mediating. It's all BS. He's not going to find a solution to Ukraine, a solution that's going to make the neocons happy, a solution that's going to make the military-industrial complex happy, a solution that's going to make MAGA and America First happy, a solution that gives Trump an acceptable off-ramp. Not going to happen. Better to just let them fight. That was his message in the Oval Office. Let's do some other news, and we'll get to some clown worlds. Believe it or not, I do have some clown worlds, even though the whole video could be seen as a clown world. The NATO CEO, Mark Rutte, he made a comment during a defense ministers meeting for NATO, saying that the Baltic and Black Seas are NATO areas. That is what Rutte said. Secretary General Mark Rutte has stated that NATO now considers the Baltic and Black Sea areas of strategic responsibility. Rutte made the remarks on Wednesday ahead of a meeting of NATO defense ministers. He was responding to a question about rising tensions in the Baltic region following incidents involving damaged undersea communication cables. In recent months, several undersea cables in the region have sustained damage, triggering speculation that Moscow was behind what was suspected to be sabotage. Western investigators, however, have failed to present any proof that of deliberate state-orchestrated sabotage. Yeah, okay, Russia did it. We get it. And then Rutte, he went on to say, when it comes to the Baltic region, but this is also true for the Black Sea and for other NATO areas, there is a constant threat of attacks on our critical undersea infrastructure. The key phrase is when it comes to NATO areas, the Baltic region, the Black Sea, and for other NATO areas, implying that the Black Sea and the Baltic Sea are NATO areas. That's the CEO of NATO, Mark Rutte. Let's do some clown worlds. Wrap this video up. A lot of people are posting this comment from legendary investment stock market analyst Jim Cramer, who posted, "What a beautiful relationship between Elon and Trump. I am very bullish on this." Okay. I wonder if this is real. I wonder if this post from Jim Cramer is real, or if someone is posting this from a parody account. I don't know. Scott Adams posted, "I'm starting to think I can't believe everything I read about Ukraine." And he's replying to a post from Just the News, which says U.S. officials say Ukraine hit fewer Russian planes than claimed, which is true. We are starting to get the truth about the drone strikes into Russia, and it definitely wasn't 40 planes. It definitely was not 27, nor was it 16 or 15. The reports are much, much lower, single digits, and some reports are saying single digits at around 8 or 9, and some reports are even putting that at 2 to 3 planes damaged and or destroyed. Some reports are saying damaged, and Russia could fix the damaged planes. But definitely not 40, definitely not 27, definitely not 15 or 16. Everyone is starting to realize that Ukraine definitely hyped things up big time. So that's Scott Adams. And we now have the video from Mertz in DC, a video from Mertz in DC, not meeting with Trump, but meeting with Lindsey Graham and Blumenthal and that other guy. I forgot who that guy is, that senator who was really good friends with Biden. I forgot his name, but he's a Biden loyalist, also a neocon warmonger. Mertz with the neocon warmongers hanging out, and they're laughing. They're laughing, right? Escalate with Russia, World War III, to the last Ukrainian, Taurus missiles hitting Moscow. Ha ha, hee hee. They're laughing about it. Psycho, man. Just completely psycho behavior. And then you have Macron with Lula. I talked about the hold that Macron has on world leaders. He has something. He has something that attracts world leaders, Emmanuel Macron. Don't know what it is, but he was meeting with Lula and they posted a video where they touted the friendship between Brazil and France, the Eiffel Tower in the colors of the Brazilian flag. And one of the images from this video that they posted is Macron and Lula, along with Brigitte and Lula's wife standing to the sides. And the photo shows the bond between Macron and Lula. That's the clown world, everybody. The Duran.locals.com. We are on Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Telegram, and X. Go to the Duran shop, pick up some merch like what I'm wearing on this video update. 25% off all merch on the Duran shop for the next 3 days. So definitely check that out. I will see everybody tomorrow. Take care.